Did you know that the universe was already preparing an incredible turnaround for Cancerians even before this year began? And look, I'm not talking about empty promises or generic predictions that apply to anyone. I'm talking about concrete signs, specific planetary movements, and energies that have been carefully aligned to make 2025 a true watershed moment in the lives of those born under the sign of Cancer. It may seem hard to believe, especially if you are going through difficulties now or feel that things are not going as planned. But the truth is that there is real proof, astronomical and spiritual evidence that shows that this year still holds millionaire achievements for Cancerians. And when I say millionaire, I'm not just referring to money, although that's part of it too. I'm talking about emotional riches, profound achievements, transformations that will completely change the way you see your own life. Now, if you continue watching this video until the end, you will discover exactly what these 11 signs are that the universe has scattered throughout this year. You will understand why Cancerians were chosen to shine intensely in 2025, even if until now you haven't felt this energy so strongly. And more importantly, you will learn how to tune your personal frequency to these cosmic blessings that are already available, just waiting for you to recognize and embrace them. Because do you know what happens when you ignore the signs of the universe? You miss opportunities that were literally designed for you. You let open doors pass you by, and you continue fighting against currents that could be leading you straight to your destiny of abundance. So pay close attention to every word in this video, because each sign I will share with you is like a piece of a giant puzzle that, when assembled, reveals the luminous path that was traced especially for the children of the moon in this very special year. Proof number 1. Jupiter's entry into your house of personal finances. Let's start from the beginning, and the beginning here is powerful. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck, and abundance, made an extremely favorable move for Cancerians this year. For those who don't know much about astrology, let me explain it in a very simple way. Jupiter is like that generous uncle who appears in your life and makes everything grow. Wherever he goes, things increase, multiply, and gain greater dimensions. And in 2025, he decided to pass exactly through the area of your birth chart that governs money, material resources, and the value you place on yourself. This is not a coincidence. It's a celestial gift. Think about it. How many times in life do you have the chance to receive this special visit from the most beneficial planet of the zodiac, precisely in the financial area? It's not every year, my dear Cancerian. This type of transit happens approximately every 12 years, so when I say that 2025 is special, it's not an exaggeration. But what does this mean in practice for your life? It means that opportunities to increase your earnings are appearing much more frequently. It could be that promotion you weren't expecting, it could be an extra job that came out of nowhere, it could be a brilliant business idea that will finally work out, or even an inheritance, an unexpected gift, an old debt that is paid off. Jupiter works in mysterious ways, but it always works in favor of growth. And the most interesting thing is that this planet doesn't just bring money itself, it also brings an abundance mindset. It teaches you to see value where you didn't see it before. It helps you recognize your own potential to earn more, to deserve more, to build more. Many Cancerians have spent years feeling small, settling for crumbs, accepting less than they truly deserve. But with Jupiter activating this important area of your life, it's as if a veil falls from your eyes and you finally see that you were made for bigger things, for more grandiose achievements. Furthermore, Jupiter brings protection. Even if you make financial mistakes this year, the consequences tend to be milder than they would be in other periods. It's like having an invisible safety net supporting you while you take bolder steps towards prosperity. So if you were afraid to invest in yourself, to take a few more risks, to believe you can earn greater amounts, this is the perfect year to do it. The universe is literally conspiring in your favor, putting the most generous planet in the solar system to work directly on your finances. And when you understand this, when you truly internalize that you have a powerful cosmic force supporting your material growth, everything changes. Your confidence increases, your actions become more assertive, and the results simply appear. This is the first proof that 2025 will still be a millionaire year for you, Cancer. Jupiter is on your side, and when Jupiter is on your side, abundance is only a matter of time. Proof number 2. Venus making harmonious aspects with your Sun during the most important months. Now let's talk about another celestial gift that Cancerians are receiving this very special year. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, and also finances, is dancing a perfect waltz with your sign at strategic moments in 2025. And why is this so important? Because Venus doesn't only govern romantic relationships, as many people think. This planet is deeply connected to everything we value, to what brings us pleasure, and also to our ability to attract material resources into our lives. When Venus is well positioned in relation to your sign, you become a natural magnet for good things. People see you more positively, social opportunities open up, doors that were closed begin to open slightly, and money flows more easily. Throughout this year, there are specific periods when Venus forms perfect angles with the Sun's position for Cancerians. These are magical moments when everything seems to fall into place. You send that message to the right person at the right time and land that game-changing financial contract. You attend that meeting, and your presence makes such a good impression that opportunities start appearing without you even having to pursue them. It's as if you're wearing an invisible perfume that attracts luck, prosperity, and recognition. And for Cancerians who are naturally intuitive and emotional, these Venus transits are especially powerful because they amplify the very gifts you already possess. Your ability to connect emotionally with people becomes a true professional superpower. Your sensitivity, sometimes seen as a weakness, transforms into your greatest asset in the market. Think about how many deals are closed because of human connection, because of trust, because of that feeling that the person on the other side truly cares. Cancerians have this naturally, and when Venus activates this energy, you become unbeatable. Clients want to work with you. Bosses want to promote you. Business partners want you on their team. And all this happens because you are emanating an irresistible Venusian energy. But there's more. Venus also helps you make more balanced financial decisions. This planet brings a sense of aesthetics and harmony that is reflected even in how you handle money. You stop making impulsive choices and begin to build a healthier and more beautiful relationship with abundance. You learn to spend on what really matters, to invest in things that bring not only financial but also emotional and spiritual returns. And do you know what the most incredible part of all this is? These harmonious aspects of Venus happen precisely in the months when other planetary energies are also favorable for Cancerians. It's as if the universe orchestrated a perfect symphony where each instrument plays at the exact moment to create the melody of your prosperity. So when I say that 2025 is a millionaire year for Cancerians, I'm not making anything up. I'm just reading the scores that the stars wrote long before this year began. And Venus is one of the main instruments in this cosmic orchestra that is playing the song of your abundance. Take advantage of these Venusian moments. Be open to receiving. Allow yourself to shine. Let your inner beauty, your sensitivity, and your ability to create genuine connections work in your favor. Because when you do that, when you allow yourself to be the channel for these celestial energies, millionaire results simply happen. Test number 3. Saturn finally leaving its battle zone. Now it's time to talk about one of the most significant and liberating changes this year for Cancerians. Saturn, the planet of difficult lessons, restrictions, limits, and trials, has been transiting through areas of your chart for several years that brought very heavy challenges. Many Cancerians felt as if they were carrying an enormous weight on their shoulders, as if each step forward required triple the effort. And this wasn't imagination. It was literally Saturn's influence testing you, shaping you, preparing you for something greater. But here's the wonderful news. This cycle of intense trials has come to an end. Saturn has moved to an area of your chart where it no longer oppresses you, where it doesn't place giant obstacles in your path. And when Saturn relieves the pressure, it's as if you can finally breathe again after years of holding your breath underwater. This shift is fundamental to understanding why 2025 is a millionaire year for you, Cancer. Because it's no use having Jupiter expanding your financial opportunities and Venus attracting blessings if you're still stuck in old patterns, carrying burdens from the past, dealing with blockages that Saturn was forcing you to resolve. But now that Saturn has left that complicated position, you are free. Free to grow without so much friction. Free to prosper without that constant feeling that something will go wrong. Free to finally reap the rewards of all the hard work you've done in recent years. And look, I'm not saying Saturn was your enemy. In fact, all that suffering, all that pressure, everything that seemed unfair at the time was transforming you into someone stronger, more resilient, more prepared to handle the abundance that is now arriving. Because one thing is to earn money, another thing is to know how to keep, multiply, and use that money wisely. And that's exactly what Saturn taught you during these difficult years. He showed you the value of persistent work. He taught you that nothing lasting is built overnight. He forced you to mature, to take responsibility, to stop blaming others or circumstances for your problems. And now that you've gone through this Saturnian school, now that you have these lessons engraved on your soul, you are ready to receive without wasting, to conquer without losing yourself, to prosper without forgetting who you are. But Saturn's exit from this battle zone brings another very important benefit. It releases your emotional energy. Cancerians are deeply emotional beings, and when Saturn was putting pressure on certain areas of your life, it drained much of your inner vitality. You may have felt depressed, demotivated, hopeless. Many Cancerians even developed anxiety problems, or even depression during this Saturnian transit. But now that the pressure has eased, your vital energy is returning. You are feeling lighter, more optimistic, more able to dream again. And when a Cancerian recovers their ability to dream, when they start believing again that good things can happen, there's no force in the universe that can hold them back. Because then you combine your powerful intuition with your emotional determination, and the result is an absolutely incredible creative and manifesting force. You start attracting opportunities simply because you've started believing again that you deserve good things. You regain the courage to take risks, to invest in yourself, to take bigger steps towards your goals. And all this is possible because Saturn has finally given you the graduation from this school of trials. You passed the test. You survived the Saturnian winter. And now you are entering a spring of possibilities where everything you planted during the difficult years will finally sprout, grow, and bear abundant fruit. This is the third proof that 2025 will still be a millionaire year for you, Cancerian. The weight has been lifted from your shoulders and now you can finally fly. If you're enjoying this video and the messages are touching your heart, I invite you to become part of our family here on the channel. Click the subscribe button below this video and don't forget to activate the bell to receive notifications whenever I post new content about astrology, spirituality, and personal development. Also, leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love knowing that our messages reach Cancerians all over the world. And if these words are truly making a difference in your life, if you feel that these predictions and guidance help you see the path more clearly, consider becoming a supporter of the channel. Your contribution, however small, helps me continue producing this content that has the power to transform lives. You can become a channel member and have access to exclusive benefits. Think of it as an investment in your own spiritual journey, and in the knowledge that will guide you towards the prosperity the universe has prepared for you. Every person who supports this work is helping to spread light and wisdom to thousands of other Cancerians who need to hear exactly these messages. So subscribe, turn on notifications, comment where you're from, and if you can, become a supporter. Let's continue this incredible journey together. Test number 4. Eclipses activating your career and public recognition. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and transformative phenomena happening for Cancerians this year: eclipses. If you've studied a little astrology or follow spiritual content, you know that eclipses are moments of intense change, of portals opening, of destinies revealing themselves. They are not smooth and comfortable events. Eclipses shake up our lives, take the ground from under our feet, make things that seem solid crumble so that something new and better can be built in their place. And in 2025, we have eclipses happening at strategic points in the zodiac that directly activate two crucial areas of Cancerians' lives: career and public recognition. This means that this year is not just about making more money privately or quietly. It's about you being seen, about you being recognized, about you finally occupying the prominent place you've always deserved but perhaps never allowed yourself to reach. Cancerians have a natural tendency to stay in the background. You are the emotional support of the family, the ones who take care of everyone, but you often forget to take care of your own public image and career. You are so focused on nurturing others that you sometimes forget to nurture your own professional ambitions. But the eclipses of 2025 came precisely to break this pattern. They are pushing you out of your emotional comfort zone and putting you in the spotlight, whether you feel ready or not. And look, I know this can be a little scary. I know that for many Cancerians, the idea of being in the spotlight, of being the center of attention, of having to promote themselves and show their worth to the world can seem uncomfortable. But here's the truth. You won't achieve the millionaire prosperity that is destined for you this year if you continue to hide. The universe is literally using the eclipses to bring you out of the shadows and into the light. And when I say public recognition, I'm not necessarily talking about fame in the traditional sense, appearing on television or becoming a celebrity. I'm talking about being recognized in your field. I'm talking about having your work valued, receiving promotions, achieving that leadership position you always wanted but were afraid to pursue. I'm talking about building a solid reputation that opens doors and attracts opportunities. And eclipses are experts at creating these level changes. They don't work slowly, they don't take it easy. They arrive suddenly, shake everything up. And when you realize it, your professional life is completely different. You might receive a completely unexpected job offer that will put you at a professional level far above where you were. You might finally be seen by that person or company that can completely change your trajectory. You might find the courage to start your own business and discover that you have much more entrepreneurial potential than you imagined. Eclipses also have the power to remove what no longer serves you. So if you're in a job that suffocates you, in a professional relationship that limits you, in a career situation that no longer reflects who you are, the eclipses will create the circumstances for you to break free from these shackles. It can be frightening at the moment it happens. It may seem like everything is falling apart. But trust the process. Eclipses never take something away from you without putting something better in its place. They are like cosmic surgeons removing professional tumors from your life, so that you can finally have true health and prosperity. And for Cancerians specifically, these eclipses in 2025 bring an important lesson. It's time for you to stop waiting for others to recognize your worth and start proclaiming that worth yourself. It's time for you to move away from the posture of someone who waits to be chosen and assume the posture of someone who chooses themselves. Because when you do that, when you decide you deserve to be at the top, that you deserve to earn well, that you deserve to be respected and admired professionally, the universe has no choice but to conspire to make it a reality. Eclipses are just the cosmic push you needed to finally take that courageous step towards the recognition and prosperity that have always been rightfully yours. Test number 5. Mercury direct in your houses of prosperity during the most important periods. Let's talk now about a technical detail of astrology that makes all the difference in your ability to prosper. Mercury's movements. For those who don't know, Mercury is the planet of communication, logical thinking, negotiations, contracts, and commercial exchanges. Basically, everything involving buying, selling, agreements, important conversations, and practical decisions passes through mercurial energy. And there's something about Mercury that everyone interested in astrology knows. It goes through periods of retrograde motion several times a year. When Mercury is retrograde, it's as if there's general confusion. Communications fail, contracts have problems, negotiations stall, technologies malfunction. It's a complicated period to close important deals or make major financial decisions. But here's the excellent news for Cancerians. The periods when Mercury is direct, that is, moving normally in 2025, are perfectly synchronized with the times when it passes through the houses in your chart that govern money, work, and material prosperity. This means that during this year, when you have the best opportunities to close deals, sign important contracts, and make agreements that will change your financial standing, Mercury will be working in your favor, not against you. It will be giving you mental clarity, fluency in communication, negotiation skills, and luck in practical matters involving money. Think about how many times in the past you may have missed an opportunity because you didn't know how to communicate properly, because you weren't clear-headed when negotiating, or because you missed the right moment to close that deal. This happens a lot when Mercury is chaotic in the sky, or when it passes through areas of your chart that don't have much to do with prosperity. But in 2025, the Mercurian timing is perfect for Cancerians. It's as if you have all the green lights on the road to financial abundance. Furthermore, Mercury direct in your houses of prosperity also gives you something precious: lucrative ideas. Mercury governs thought, intelligence, the ability to connect information and generate creative solutions. When this planet is well positioned in relation to your sign and transiting through the right areas of your chart, you have brilliant insights. Suddenly you have a business idea that could work. Suddenly you see an opportunity where everyone else only saw a problem. Suddenly you manage to solve that was hindering your professional progress. And for Cancerians who already have a powerful intuition naturally, the addition of mercurial mental clarity is an unbeatable combination. You combine your deep feelings with clear thinking, and the result is extremely accurate financial decisions. You stop being driven solely by emotion and manage to balance heart and mind in your money and career choices. This is fundamental because many Cancerians have already missed opportunities or made bad decisions simply because they let emotions completely dominate, without giving space for rational analysis. But there's another important aspect of Mercury that I need to mention. This planet also governs learning and education. And in 2025, with Mercury transiting well through your areas of prosperity, you have an increased capacity to learn new skills that can generate income. Perhaps it's the perfect time to take that course you've been putting off, to study investments, to learn a new work tool, to improve your qualifications in your field. Because Mercury will facilitate this process of knowledge absorption, and will ensure that everything you learn now will have practical application, and will translate into financial gains. It's not knowledge for knowledge's sake, it's knowledge that transforms into real prosperity. And look how wonderful. There are specific times of the year when Mercury forms perfect aspects with other beneficial planets while in your money houses. During these periods, your communication skills become so powerful that you can convince, persuade, and charm through words. If you work in sales, customer service, or anything that involves speaking or writing, these will be your golden moments. Words will flow, clients will be delighted, and contracts will close almost magically. That's why I say with such certainty, 2025 is a millionaire year for Cancerians. Even Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is carrying messages of prosperity straight to your door. Test number 6. Pluto permanently transforming your mindset about money. Now let's talk about a planet that is perhaps the most profound and transformative in the entire solar system. Pluto. This is the planet of radical transformations, symbolic deaths, and powerful rebirths. Pluto doesn't touch the surface of life. It goes straight to the roots, to the subsoil of your psyche, to those deepest beliefs you didn't even know you had but that secretly govern all your actions. And in 2025, Pluto is doing a silent but absolutely revolutionary job in the way Cancerians relate to money, personal power, and self-worth. Many of you may not be consciously feeling this yet, but deep in your soul, a Plutonian alchemy is happening that will forever change how you see your ability to prosper. Pluto is killing all those limiting beliefs you inherited from your family, your childhood, and society. You know those phrases that got ingrained in your subconscious like, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are dishonest, money is dirty, you have to suffer to earn a living? Pluto is destroying all of that. It's uprooting those mental weeds so you can plant new seeds of abundance, of deservingness, of personal power. And this process isn't comfortable, you know? Pluto isn't a gentle planet. It will force you to confront your deepest fears about money. It will make you look at that terror of having nothing, that shame of wanting to earn well, that guilt of having more than your parents had. Pluto will expose all your financial demons and force you to face them head-on. And that can be painful, it can be scary, it can make you feel completely lost for a while. But do you know what happens after Pluto finishes this demolition work? You are reborn completely different. You become a person who is no longer afraid of money, who doesn't feel guilty for wanting prosperity, who no longer believes in those old lies about wealth. You transform into someone who knows at the deepest level of your being that you deserve abundance, that you are capable of generating wealth, and that you can have a healthy and powerful relationship with material resources. And for Cancerians specifically, this Plutonian transformation has a very special meaning. You carry a lot of emotional weight related to money precisely because you are so attached to family, to your roots, to the past. Many Cancerians have difficulty earning more than their parents earned because deep down they feel they would be betraying their origins, leaving their family behind. Other Cancerians spend all the money they earn taking care of others, nurturing everyone but themselves, because they believe their value lies in being the emotional and material provider for their family. Pluto is breaking all these patterns. It's teaching you that you can prosper without abandoning your roots, that you can be rich and still be a good person, that you can take care of yourself financially and still love your family, that you can have personal power and money without becoming cold or selfish. These Plutonian lessons are the foundation upon which all your future prosperity will be built. Because it's no use earning money if you have an unhealthy relationship with it. It's no use having opportunities to get rich if deep down you believe you don't deserve it. Pluto is healing these wounds at their root, transforming your deep psyche, giving you a solid enough emotional and mental structure, not only to achieve abundance but also to maintain it, multiply it, and use it wisely. And look, there's a very important detail about Pluto's transits. They take years to fully unfold. Pluto is slow, it's deep, it works in layers. So what's happening to you in 2025 didn't start this year and won't end this year. You're in the middle of a gigantic transformative process that has been happening for some time, and will continue for the next few years. But 2025 is a crucial year in this process because it's when the other beneficial planets I mentioned before, Jupiter and Venus, join their energies with the deep work Pluto is doing. It's as if Pluto prepared the fertile ground, killed all the pests, fertilized the soil, and now Jupiter and Venus arrive to plant the golden seeds that will sprout in real abundance. That's why this year is so special. That's why 2025 is a lucky year for Cancerians. Because all the planetary energies are working together in perfect timing to transform you into someone capable of receiving and maintaining the prosperity that has always been your destiny. Test number 7. The Moon, your ruling planet, going through extremely favorable cycles. Now let's talk about the ruling planet of your sign, the cosmic mother of all Cancerians, the Moon. For those who don't know, each sign of the zodiac is governed by a specific planet, and the planet that governs Cancer is the Moon. This means that everything that happens with the Moon in the sky affects you much more intensely than it affects the other signs. You are a child of the Moon, your energy is lunar, your rhythm is lunar. And in 2025, the lunar cycles are incredibly favorable for you. There are specific moments throughout the year when the Moon is forming perfect aspects with the planets of abundance that we have already mentioned, Jupiter and Venus, creating powerful time windows for manifestation, for making important decisions, and for attracting prosperity. These windows last only a few days each time, but when they open, it's as if you have a magical power to make things happen. The Moon governs your emotions, your intuition, your deepest instincts. When it's well positioned in the sky and harmoniously interacting with the right planets, you feel internally aligned, emotionally balanced, and intuitively connected to the flow of the universe. And for a Cancer, being in this state is having access to your greatest superpower. Because you don't operate on pure logic, on linear thinking. You operate on feeling, on sensing, on knowing without knowing how you know. And when the Moon is favorable, this intuitive gift of yours becomes so sharp that you can literally sense where the opportunities are. You can sense which decisions will work out. You can instinctively know who to trust and who not to trust. This is invaluable in the business world, in the world of finance, in the professional world. While other signs are making endless spreadsheets and analyses to decide if an opportunity is good or not, you already know the answer because you felt it, because your Moon told you, because your intuition showed you the way. And in 2025, there are several new and full moons occurring at strategic points that directly activate your houses of money, work, and recognition. Each new moon is an opportunity to start something new, to plant intentions, to take the first step towards a goal. And each full moon is a time of harvest, of completion, of receiving the fruits of what you have sown. Cancerians who are attentive to these lunar cycles and align their actions with them will have much more powerful results than those who ignore these energies and try to force things out of the right timing. Have you ever noticed how some days everything flows wonderfully and other days it seems like you're rowing against the tide? Much of this has to do with lunar cycles. The Moon is always changing signs, forming different aspects with other planets, and these changes affect your emotional state and your ability to manifest results. When you learn to surf these lunar waves instead of fighting against them, life becomes much easier and much more prosperous. But there's an aspect of lunar influence that's even deeper and more important. The Moon governs your sense of emotional security. And emotional security has everything to do with money. Think about it. Why do people want money? Deep down, it's always because of security. The security of having a roof over your head, food on the table, protected health, a guaranteed future. And for Cancerians, this connection between emotional security and material security is even stronger because you are the sign of protection, of home, of care. You need to feel secure to be able to relax and be happy. And when the Moon is well positioned in the sky, it gives you exactly that. An inner sense of security that allows you to take more risks, invest better, seek greater opportunities without that paralyzing fear of losing everything. In 2025, the lunar cycles are working to heal your financial insecurities, to give you the emotional courage to take bigger steps, to show you that you can trust the universe and yourself. And when a Cancerian trusts, when they feel secure inside, there's no limit to what they can achieve outside. This is the magic of your ruling planet working in your favor in a year that was cosmically designed to be a year of great success for you. Test number 8. Mars energizing your capacity for action and initiative. It's time to talk about the warrior planet, the planet of action, courage, initiative, and physical energy, Mars. And look, I know that many Cancerians have a complicated relationship with Martian energy. You are naturally gentler, more inward-looking, more contemplative. You're not necessarily the sign that's going to break down walls and fight aggressively for your goals. You prefer the path of intuition, sensitivity, and emotional connection. But here's the problem. Sensitivity alone doesn't achieve material goals. You also need action, movement, and courage to make things happen. And that's exactly what Mars brings. In 2025, Mars is making very favorable transits for Cancerians, especially during periods of the year when other planetary energies are also positive. This means you'll feel an injection of courage, a desire to act, and energy to pursue your goals. It will be easier to leave your comfort zone, face your fears, and take actions you've been putting off for a long time. Mars is especially important when we talk about prosperity because money doesn't fall from the sky just because you wish for it badly. You need to act, you need to work, you need to move towards opportunities. And many Cancerians get stuck in the dreaming, planning, and feeling phase, but they can't take the next step, which is to do. Mars comes precisely to solve this problem. It gives you that energetic push that gets you off the couch and puts you in motion. And when Mars is well positioned in relation to your sign, as it is at various times in 2025, you can perfectly balance your sensitive Cancerian nature with the Martian assertiveness necessary to achieve what you want. You don't lose your essence, you don't become aggressive or insensitive, but you gain that missing drive, that determination that transforms dreams into reality. Furthermore, Mars governs your physical energy and vitality. And look how interesting. When you have high physical energy, when you feel strong and healthy, your chances of prospering automatically increase. Because you can work longer hours if necessary, you can handle stress better, and you can take advantage of opportunities that require physical effort or endurance. Many Cancerians neglect their bodies, become too caught up in the emotional sphere, and end up having health problems that hinder their ability to thrive. But in 2025, with Mars activating your vital energy, you will feel more energy, more strength, and a greater desire to take care of your body. And this will be directly reflected in your ability to work better, think better, and better seize the financial opportunities that are arising. There is also an aspect of Mars that I need to highlight. It governs your ability to compete and assert yourself in the world. Many Cancerians have difficulty with competition because they are so empathetic that they feel sorry for their competitors. You prefer to cooperate, nurture, and care, instead of competing and winning. But unfortunately, the professional and financial world often requires you to enter the arena and fight for your space. I'm not saying you need to become a cruel or selfish person, but you need that healthy dose of competitiveness that makes you fight for what's yours, that makes you defend your interests, that makes you charge a fair price for your work. And Mars gives you exactly that. It teaches you that you can be kind and strong at the same time, that you can take care of others and also take care of yourself, that you can be sensitive and also be a warrior when necessary. In 2025, pay attention to the moments when you feel that sudden urge to act, that courage to do something that would normally scare you, that impulse to finally take that step you've been postponing. These are the moments when Mars is working in your favor. Don't let them pass. Don't ignore these Martian calls. Because it is precisely in these moments of courageous action that the greatest changes happen, that the greatest opportunities are seized, that quantum leaps of prosperity occur. Mars is giving you wings. Use them to fly towards the abundance that awaits you. Test number 9. Lunar nodes pointing to your axis of vocation and legacy. Now let's talk about one of the most mystical and profound points of astrology. The lunar nodes. These are not physical planets like the others I've mentioned so far. The lunar nodes are mathematical points in the sky where the moon's orbit intersects with the Earth's orbit. They seem somewhat abstract when explained like this, but in astrology they have a very profound meaning. The lunar nodes point the way of your soul, show what your mission is in this life, indicate where you came from, and where you need to go in evolutionary terms. The south node represents your natural talents, what you already master, your karmic comfort zone. The north node represents your future growth, what you came to learn in this life, the unknown territory that your soul needs to explore. And in 2025, the lunar nodes are transiting through a zodiac axis that directly activates issues of vocation, career, legacy, and professional fulfillment for Cancerians. This is no coincidence. This is yet another sign that this year was cosmically designed to be a turning point in your professional and financial life. When the nodes activate your calling, they force you to question: are you truly doing what you came to do in this world? Are you using your gifts as you should? Are you building a legacy that will make sense when you look back at the end of your life? These are profound questions that many people avoid because they are uncomfortable. It's easier to continue on autopilot, doing what you've always done, earning what you've always earned, being who you've always been. But the nodes don't let you settle. They nudge your soul, creating situations that force you to confront these existential questions. And for Cancerians specifically, 2025 is the year you need to have the courage to align your professional life with your true calling. Because you know what happens when you finally do what you came to do? Money flows much more easily. Opportunities appear like magic. Recognition comes naturally. Not because you're forcing or working harder, but because you've entered your cosmic flow, your dharma, your soul's path. The lunar nodes also bring karmic encounters. During this year, you may cross paths with people who will completely change your professional trajectory. It could be a mentor who appears out of nowhere and shows you paths you didn't even know existed. It could be a business partner who has exactly the complementary skills to yours. It could be a client who becomes your biggest supporter and opens all the right doors for you. These encounters are not accidental. They are orchestrated by the lunar nodes. They are soul connections that were destined to happen at this specific moment in your life. Pay attention to who appears in your path during 2025. Don't ignore connections that seem significant. Don't discard opportunities that come through people. Because the nodes work a lot through relationships, through partnerships, through the bridges that other people can be for you. Furthermore, the nodes also confront you with your fear of not being enough, with your insecurity about leaving a legacy, with your doubts about being up to your own potential. These insecurities are especially strong in Cancerians because you are so humble, so focused on caring for others, that sometimes you fail to see your own greatness. But the nodes will force you to face this. They will put you in situations where you have no choice but to assume a position of leadership, visibility, and greater responsibility. And yes, this will be uncomfortable. Yes, you will feel unprepared. But that's exactly where growth happens. It is by leaving the comfort zone of the South Node and embracing the challenges of the North Node that you evolve, that you become the millionaire version of yourself. Not just in terms of money, but in terms of complete fulfillment, of living in total alignment with who you really are and what you came to do in this world. The lunar nodes in 2025 are a cosmic invitation for you to stop hiding, stop diminishing your dreams, stop accepting less than you deserve. It's time for you to occupy your rightful place. Build something that will last beyond your life. Leave a mark on the world. And when you do that, when you embrace your true calling, millionaire prosperity becomes not only possible but inevitable. Test number 10. Uranus bringing unexpected changes that open financial doors. Let's talk now about the planet of surprises, sudden changes, revolutions, and unexpected events. Uranus. This is a planet that scares many people because it doesn't follow the rules, doesn't warn when it's going to act, doesn't ask permission to mess up your life. Uranus simply arrives, turns everything upside down, and forces you to adapt. But here's the secret that few understand. Uranus only breaks what was already cracked, only destroys what was no longer serving your greater good. It's like lightning that splits an old tree in two. But this lightning also brings the rain that fertilizes the soil so that something new can grow. In 2025, Uranus is active in areas of the Cancerian chart that have everything to do with material security, financial structures, and how you earn money. And I know that this may sound scary to a Cancerian who values stability and security so much. The idea of sudden changes in your finances might make you want to hide under the covers and never come out again. But listen carefully. The Uranian changes of 2025 are not coming to harm you. They are coming to set you free. How many Cancerians are stuck in jobs they hate just because they seem secure? How many are earning poorly but don't have the courage to ask for a raise or look for something better because they're afraid to take risks? How many remain in old, limiting financial structures simply because it's what they know and change is scary? Uranus comes precisely to break these golden prisons, these chains of false security. Can do this in several ways. You might lose that job that seemed stable but was draining your soul. And then, forced by circumstance, you discover a completely new way to earn money that is much more aligned with who you are and pays you much better. A completely unexpected opportunity might appear out of nowhere, something you would never have considered, and this opportunity becomes the turning point in your financial life. You might have a sudden insight, a revolutionary idea that puts you on a completely different path from anything you've done before, And this new path is exactly where your prosperity was hidden, waiting for you. Uranus also governs technology, innovation, and modern unconventional ways of doing things. In 2025, Cancerians who are open to using technology to their advantage, to exploring modern ways of making money, to embracing the new instead of resisting it, will prosper much more than those who insist on doing everything the old way. Perhaps it's time for you to finally create that digital presence that can multiply your earnings. Perhaps it's time to learn about modern investments, about forms of passive income, about opportunities that simply didn't exist 10 years ago. Uranus is pushing Cancerians out of the past century and into the possibilities of the future. And yes, this requires you to let go a little of that Cancerian need to cling to the past, to traditions, to the way things have always been done. But when you do that, when you embrace the new with courage, the rewards are immeasurable. Uranian energy also frees you from old family patterns related to money. Many Cancerians carry financial beliefs inherited from their parents, grandparents, and the family environment in which they grew up. And these beliefs are often limiting. Perhaps your family has always been poor, and you carry this identity without even realizing it. Perhaps your parents taught you that money is hard to come by, and you internalize this lie. Uranus comes to break these old programs. It gives you cosmic permission to be different from your family, to earn more than they did, to have a completely new and healthy relationship with prosperity. And look, I know this can generate guilt in a Cancerian because you are so loyal to your family. But understand, your prosperity is not a betrayal of your roots. It is actually an honor to the sacrifices your ancestors made. You are completing the cycle. You are raising the vibration of your entire family lineage. When you break patterns of scarcity and embrace abundance, you are not only transforming your own life, you are healing generations. Uranus in 2025 gives you the courage to do exactly that. And when you do, when you embrace unexpected changes instead of resisting them, you discover that on the other side of these transformations, a millionaire version of yourself is waiting. One that has always been there, just waiting to be set free. Test number 11. Your Cancerian intuition amplified by Neptune's transits. We've reached the last test, but certainly not the least important. Let's talk about the most mystical, spiritual, and transcendent planet in the entire solar system, Neptune. This is the planet of dreams, imagination, deep intuition, and connection with the divine. Neptune dissolves boundaries, erases limits, and connects you with dimensions that go beyond physical reality. And for Cancerians who are already naturally intuitive and sensitive, Neptune's influence is especially powerful. In 2025, Neptune is forming harmonious aspects with several important planets in your chart, creating a tremendous amplification of your intuitive capacity, your spiritual connection, and your ability to manifest through visualization and faith. This may seem very abstract when we're talking about material prosperity, but in fact it's perhaps the most important aspect of all. Because in the end, prosperity isn't just about practical strategies and planetary movements. It's about being aligned with the flow of the universe, about trusting in divine abundance, about knowing deep in your soul that you are being cared for and guided. Neptune gives you access to this spiritual dimension of prosperity. It teaches you that you are not alone on this journey, that there is a higher intelligence orchestrating events in your favor, that the universe truly wants you to prosper. And for a Cancerian who already has this natural connection with the invisible, with the emotional, with the subtle, Neptune is like an amplifier that amplifies all these gifts 1,000-fold. During 2025, you will have prophetic dreams that show you opportunities even before they appear in physical reality. You will have powerful premonitions that guide you to the right decisions at the right time. You will feel inexplicable impulses to do things that don't make logical sense but that later turn out to be perfect. This is Neptune working through your Cancerian intuition, giving you information that your conscious mind could never access on its own. But there is an important aspect about Neptune that I need to warn you about. This planet can also create illusions, fantasies, escapism. So while you use Neptunian energy to amplify your intuition and faith, you also need to keep your feet on the ground. You need to balance spiritual connection with practical action. It's no use just meditating, visualizing, and trusting that money will magically appear. You also need to work, make decisions, act in the physical world. Ideally, you should use Neptune to guide you on which actions to take, which paths to follow, which opportunities to embrace. And then use the other planets we mentioned, such as Mars for action and Mercury for communication, to materialize what Neptune has shown you on the spiritual plane. When you manage to bridge this gap between heaven and earth, between intuition and action, between faith and work, you become unstoppable. You become a conscious co-creator with the universe, a channel through which divine abundance manifests in material reality. And that, my dear Cancerian, is the ultimate secret to making 2025 a truly millionaire year. Neptune is also healing your deep emotional wounds related to worthiness. Many Cancerians carry old grudges, childhood traumas, painful memories that make them feel they don't deserve good things. Neptune dissolves these pains, brings forgiveness, heals the wounded heart. And when your heart is healed, when you no longer carry that emotional weight from the past, you automatically open yourself to receive more. You stop sabotaging your own opportunities. You stop putting yourself in situations where you are undervalued. You begin to attract people and circumstances that reflect your true worth. This Neptunian healing is silent, it's gradual. You may not even realize it's happening. But in a few months, when you look back, you will realize that you are completely different in how you see yourself, how you value yourself, how you allow the world to treat you. And this inner transformation is the foundation upon which all external prosperity is built. That's why Neptune, despite being the most subtle of the planets, is also one of the most important when we talk about attracting true and lasting wealth. Well, we've reached the end of this powerful video about the 11 proofs that 2025 will still be a millionaire year for Cancerians. And look, I know it was a lot of information. I know it may seem hard to believe that so many good things are aligned in your favor. But I guarantee you, everything I shared here is real. These are concrete planetary movements, verifiable astrological energies, signs that the universe itself has written in the sky for those who know how to read them. So now the question is, what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to continue living the old way, ignoring the signs, resisting the changes that the cosmos is trying to create in your life? Or are you going to embrace all of this, open yourself to receive, align your actions with these celestial energies, and finally allow the prosperity that has always been your destiny to fully manifest? The choice is yours, as it always has been. The universe can prepare the most lavish table in the world, but if you don't sit down to eat, you'll remain hungry. Jupiter can expand your opportunities, but if you don't act on them, they will pass you by. Venus can make you magnetic for success, but if you hide, no one will see you. Saturn may have freed you from your burdens, but if you decide to carry new, unnecessary burdens, you'll return to where you were. Eclipses can open portals of transformation, but if you're afraid to cross them, you'll remain outside. Mercury can give you mental clarity, but if you don't use that clarity to make better decisions, it's useless. Pluto can transform your mindset, but if you cling to old beliefs, the transformation is incomplete. The moon can guide your intuition, but if you don't trust it, you'll get lost. Mars can give you courage, but if you don't act, the courage is wasted. The nodes can show you the way, but if you don't walk it, you'll remain in the same place. Uranus can bring liberating changes, but if you resist them, you will only suffer. Neptune can amplify your spiritual connection, but if you don't bridge the gap with the material world, you'll remain just a dream. Do you understand what I'm saying? All these trials, all these celestial energies, all these cosmic gifts that 2025 brought you are tools. But tools need to be used. A key doesn't open the door by itself. You need to put it in the lock and turn it. The universe gave you all the keys this year. Now turn them. Open the doors. Cross the portals. Embrace the abundance that awaits you on the other side. And remember, millionaire prosperity isn't just about money in the bank account. It's about wealth in all areas of life. It's about feeling fulfilled in the work you do. It's about having healthy and nurturing relationships. It's about being at peace with your past and confident in your future. It's about waking up in the morning feeling that your life makes sense, that you're on the right path, that you're being who you came to be. When you have all of that, money is just the icing on the cake. It's just the external reflection of the inner wealth you've cultivated. So my challenge for you today is, choose one of these 11 tests that resonated most with you. The one that touched your heart most deeply, the one that made you think, wow, this is exactly what I need to understand right now. And over the next few days, consciously work with that energy. If it was Jupiter, actively seek opportunities to expand your earnings. If it was Venus, work on valuing yourself more and attracting positive connections. If it was Saturn, celebrate your freedom and make a decision you would have been afraid to make before. If it was the eclipses, prepare for changes and be willing to let go of what no longer serves you. If it was Mercury, improve your communication and negotiation skills. If it was Pluto, reflect deeply on your limiting beliefs and choose one to transform. If it was the Moon, start paying attention to the lunar cycles and align your actions with them. If it was Mars, take a courageous step towards a goal you've been postponing. If it was the Nodes, reflect on your true calling and take action to align yourself more with it. If it was Uranus, open yourself up to doing something different, to innovating in the way you earn money. If it was Neptune, strengthen your spiritual practice and trust your intuition more. Choose one and work with it. Because when you do that, when you take that astrological information and transform it into concrete actions in your life, that's when the magic happens. That's when you become an active co-creator of your reality, instead of just a passive spectator of what the planets do. And I promise you, if you do that, if you truly embrace the energies of this year and consciously work with them, when we reach the end of 2025, you will look back and see that yes, it really was a millionaire year. Not necessarily because you won $1 million in the lottery, but because you transformed yourself into someone who thinks like a millionaire, acts like a millionaire, attracts like a millionaire. And once you make that internal transformation, external prosperity is only a matter of time. The universe has no choice but to reflect in your physical world the wealth you have cultivated in your inner world. And before I finish, let me ask you a favor. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. Tap that red button below and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Because every month I bring predictions, spiritual guidance, and messages that can make all the difference on your journey. And also, take the opportunity to leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love knowing that these messages reach Cancerians from so many different places. And if this video really touched your heart, if you felt it was exactly what you needed to hear today, consider becoming a supporter of the channel. You can become a member and have access to exclusive content. Every person who supports this work is helping to spread these messages of light and hope to thousands of other Cancerians who need them as much as you do. It's a small investment that makes a huge difference. Think of it not just as supporting a channel, but as investing in your own spiritual journey and the knowledge that will guide you towards the millionaire life that is destined for you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. This shows that you are a Cancerian committed to your growth, and these are exactly the people who will truly prosper in 2025. May the universe bless you with all the abundance you deserve. A huge hug and see you in the next video.